What the heck happened to guys chasing girls? No, like, seriously.
Because men figured out that it doesn't work. If they chase a woman, that means that that woman is running away from them. They don't want to be in a relationship with that man. They actually just want to take the effort and the energy and the time from that man. Versus a woman that just stays in place and allows a man to pursue her. That is a woman that doesn't expect a man to chase her, and she acts like she actually likes him. And I would argue that that is the only type of woman that a man should be trying to pursue, which this is no surprise to men. They've already known this for many, many years. It's just that they're actually putting it into action now. And women, they're noticing that they're not getting chased, they're not getting validated, they're not getting all the free drinks at the bar. So it absolutely makes sense why men are no longer chasing.
If you understood how easy girls make it for the guys they actually want, you would never chase another woman again. Now, I'm not saying that men are the prize. I'm not saying women should chase men. I'm saying there's a big difference between chasing and pursuing. Because when a woman actually wants you, she replies, she shows up, she makes time, she makes it very clear. That's the woman that you pursue. Someone who's gonna let you take the initiative, let you take that lead. You're not guessing, you're not forcing anything, and you're not overthinking. The problem is a lot of men have never experienced this. As a result, they double text, they triple text, they overthink, they overanalyze. They keep trying to prove themselves to someone who's already made their mind up about them. Most women are not going to be direct with you. They're not going to say no, but their actions will tell you. If it feels hard, difficult, confusing, she just doesn't want you. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you stop chasing people who are never going to choose you.
My sister asked me the other day why men suffer in silence.
For those of you that are not aware, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So I think that's a very good question.
Honestly, I don't think they suffer in silence enough.
Why? Why should men have to suffer at all? And on top of it, why should they have to endure that suffering in silence? Is it because those individuals that agree with statements like this? Is it because that hearing about what men actually have to go through on a daily basis makes you so uncomfortable that you just wish that they'd stay quiet about it? Is that it?
I think they should suffer in silence more. Quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing about their suffering. And she was like, you know what? Actually, you're right. They should suffer in silence more.
You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of some women actually trying to push those antiquated, toxic societal standards that actually encourage men to keep all of their pain inside and not seek the help that many of them actually need. Again, happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
I started with Ebony K. Williams, which many people know her name. I quoted her when she was on the Griot. She did a 3-minute segment where she was telling black women who were dissatisfied with their relationships with wanted children that they should stock up on black sperm. Not black men, not black love, not black marriage. It was black sperm.
And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality of a dismally small supply of black sperm. Because most black women on this journey, we want to create children that look like us and that look like our families. And that means we want black sperm. Now, I am extremely fortunate that I was able to secure 2 vials of black sperm. It's a new black-owned cryobank, and it's designed to help with this shortage of black sperm. I say go ahead and start looking right now for desirable black sperm. Then you can scan the current options for black sperm. And if you see some sperm that you like, I suggest go ahead and buying at least 2 vials. Trust me, it's better to have them than to be without them when the time comes. What a wonderful gift to give to a friend or a sorority sister in need. The decision that I and many other black women are making to become single mothers by choice.
My husband and I were together for 8 years, 4 years dating, 4 years married, and I decided to move out in February. And do you want to know how many times in the now 3 months that we've been separated that he's begged me to come back, told me how much he loves me, how much he wants to make it work, how much he misses me and our dog? 0. 0 times.
Ladies, look, if you play a stupid game, you're going to win a stupid prize. And that is exactly what this is. If you break up with a man and you leave the marital home under the guise that it is over, you're done, but you actually want him to chase you, like it is that sort of game, but he doesn't do that, guess why? It's because he's not playing that game. He took you for your word and he left and he saw it as over, and he's not going to continue to reach out to you and try to chase you because that's just going to keep him from healing. I mean, honestly, that would just be disrespectful to himself and even you if you weren't playing a game and you actually wanted to end the relationship. That is why, ladies, you never want to play this sort of game. You're all out here just hurting yourselves.
This is why men ignore women's signals. Because at some point in a man's life, he's picked up on signals that have been coming from a woman, and then he's acted on those signals, asking her out or whatever, and then he gets hit with the, oh no, I was just being nice. I'm not interested, I was just being nice. I'm just a nice person like that. That's just like who I am. Like, I'm just a nice person. Okay, but I thought those were signals. Because, you know, other girls, when they're being nice, they don't do all of that. In fact, when other girls do that, usually it's because they're interested, and I've acted on that, and now I look like an idiot. So now, anytime I think that a woman's giving me signals, I just ignore it. Because I don't want to go through that experience again. That was so embarrassing. Until a girl literally sits on my face. I'm not... Sorry, I don't know why I use that as this. That's what she does. I'm still like, maybe she's just being nice. I don't know where that came from. I'm so sorry. But like, it is true. I need a girl to really like grab my face and be like, I like you. I do see the signals. I just ignore them. I'm just like, She is acting differently from the other women, but it could be she's just friendly. She's just nice. I'm just a nice person. I'm just a good person like that. Off! Other women need to call out those women. Those women are ruining it for you. Shame them out of that kind of behavior. Because now you give off signals and then men are ignoring you and like, oh, he's not interested. He might be interested. He just doesn't want to be embarrassed. That's not good for the women either, is it? So, I don't know why my voice is so high. Like, I'm so animated and upset about this. It's really not that important.
I don't recommend chasing women for longer than how she acts interested. You know, if she's not acting interested in you, move on. Move on. That's the thing. Because our mind games that we play, we do it to ourselves. You know, we can actually be interested in a guy and we can chase him away. You know what I mean? We can make him run away because we're playing this mind game with him when we could just tell him straight up we're interested. Respecting the chase, respecting the guy. But no, we never respect it. We actually respect a man who is not focused on us. And that's hard. You know, that's hard for a man to not be focused on women because, I mean, we're attractive, right? We attract men and we just take advantage of it. We expect the chase all the freaking time, even if, you know, even if we're not looking for it. It's crazy.
Yup. Y'all didn't. Y'all pushed me to my limits. I'm done. I'm stepping away from these dating apps. Why, you might ask? Because women play too much. I used to be on y'all side and be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe a guy should, you know, do more and do this, that, and the third. But nah, y'all are making yourself single. I'm sorry to say it, but just from my experience, it's I don't want to get into it, bro, but I'm done. You know, maybe I might step into a more coaching role, you know, and I'll help some guys out, you know, help them boost their profile, you know, tell them what to say if they need some help. But beyond that, that's it. I'm done. I'm not stepping into the game no more. You know, that's it. These 2027, man.
I don't need a man. A man needs me.
A man should be an option, not a definition.
A man is absolutely not a necessity.
You don't have time to be worried about chasing a man.
What are you looking for in a man now? To wear this clothes?
I'm not looking for a man. Let's start there.
You can be happy on your own. You do not need a man to define you.
My mom said to me, you know, sweetheart, one day you should settle down and marry a rich man. I said, Mom, I am a rich man.
Grow up in yourself. Grow up with your energy. Become a person that's unrecognizable.
You need to be so intertwined and so involved in yourself, in your own life, and creating your own beautiful reality.
And say no, taking care of your own needs and filling your cup before you fill anybody else's.
Happiness kind of is the open door to everything. Like, you could do anything. You could be creative, you could be savage, you could be antisocial. You could just be whatever you want as long as you're comfortable and you're happy being exactly in that space.
I accidentally came across this man's live earlier and he was talking about double standards with body count with men versus women. And there was someone going off in his comment section, a guy saying, oh, I got like 20 bodies, but I'll be damned if my girl got 3. And the creator was like, oh yeah, man, go crazy, da 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 da. But then starts talking about how he has a double standard with women and how society sees it. And I literally just asked, society or you? Side-eye emoji. I wasn't coming at you. I'm asking. We're having a conversation. This is an open channel, okay? He got hella aggressive and was like, go ahead and rack up 15 bodies and then see how successful you are in life. Ooh. Who triggered you? What, you got an ex with 15 bodies or what?
And that segment about Ebony K. Williams and her talking about black sperm is hard to watch. Modern women really don't think that they're cringe, but they actually are. They say a lot of weird stuff, a lot of ultra, a lot of super weird stuff. And you don't think about it as, well, you know, I don't think that I'm weird. I think that this is perfectly fine. It's not. Y'all, I mean, after all that education and all that money, you still acting this way? You still acting weird? You're still saying weird stuff? Why would a man be attracted to that?
Lose weight like a man. Have you ever noticed that when men go about losing weight, they know that this is a simple thing to do, okay? But how come we get it so wrong as women?
I know why. Women tend to make it emotional and men do not. Men's calorie deficits are much higher than women's. No, it's proportional. We are not the same. We have a different cycle of hormones. Okay, do you understand biology? All of these small tweaks just don't work for us. Hormones, basic metabolic rates, height difference. So we wouldn't have to do these complicated methods of tracking food and exercising. Oh, you mean like a calorie deficit and working out? Yeah, I never thought of that. Even when a content creator makes a fantastic video, I don't know if you guys can tell, but she is also a woman, the entire comment section is still filled with excuses proving her exact point. Men are actually gatekeeping all the secrets to weight loss, and you are a biological phenomenon. You have broken every single law of thermodynamics, and you're just different. It's exactly what I would say if I gave into all the that floats around the health and wellness space. This is what happens. I have many friends and mutuals that are in the female side of bodybuilding, and they get the results that they do by just doing the work. You either do it and you do it accurately, you kind of do it and you're not really that accurate, you don't do it and you just make excuses. Most people fall within that bottom 2 range. Whenever you ask a guy why he hasn't lost weight, he's always like, yeah, I'm not really working out that hard, I haven't been doing my cardio, I haven't been tracking, I've been eating like, and it's all objective facts. But when you ask women why they haven't lost weight, most of the time it is excuses. It is an emotional response first and not objective facts, which is unfortunate. Yes, I understand there's examples on both sides of the ball here, so no, I'm not just attacking women, but as a fellow coach myself, we just see patterns. And mind you, if I made this exact same video, the comment section would be a million times worse. I just don't understand the lying to yourself and not taking accountability, because as soon as you start asking these people questions, they will tell you the exact red flags of the holes in their program that you can like pick out, and it's pretty obvious. One of the biggest things that I've learned being a coach these past couple of years is during my onboarding phone call, I look for a couple key mindset characteristics, because you know, I would much rather any day work with a client that is 400 plus pounds overweight, that knows nothing, that I have to teach everything from the ground up, build them up fully and take the most amount of work over someone like this. If you aren't honest with yourself and the objective facts, I know well, you're not going to be honest with your coach, and it does suck because as coaches, we can give you all the food in the world, but we can't force you to eat.
No matter how healthy your man is, you have to nurture your submissiveness. You have to nurture the ability to follow. You have to nurture the ability to be quiet, even if your ideas or direction or something feels better. In order for your man to even have the ability to grow, sometimes you got to fall back. And that fallback game, it has to be nurtured. And so I always speak to the women that say, all I need is a man to come in here and to lead and to show me that he's a good leader, and then I'll become this feminine submissive self. And it's not always true, sis. There are women that are with great men and literally just don't know how to be quiet.
Come on.
Like they literally don't know how to fall back. And this is not a shot. It's like you don't know how because you've never done it, especially if you are 30, 40 years old and you've just been getting it out the mud and working and assertive and deciding. And you cannot think that that's just going to turn off. That's something that has to be trained.
Men should love feminists because feminists actually love men. I know, weird concept, but hear me out before your uncle in the comments has a medical event. Feminism isn't men bad, women good. Feminism is, hey, maybe men could be more than walking bottles of suppressed emotions who think asking for help is. We're not trying to destroy men. We're trying to free them from a personality prison built in like 3000 BCE. Think about it. Patriarchy tells men, don't feel, don't cry, don't connect, don't be vulnerable, don't need anything, and absolutely do not, under any circumstance, enjoy life. And then men are surprised when they hit 40 and their only friend is their wife who is slowly planning her escape. Feminists are the only people who are saying, hey dude, you can actually have emotions. You can have friends. You can have softness. You can also stop performing soldier every waking minute of the day. Like, you're allowed to be a person, not just a forklift with a beard. And here's the cosmic joke. Most of the things men secretly want, affection, connection, feeling understood, are the exact things patriarchy steals from them. Feminism is out here trying to give it back. For free. No coupon code required. So when a guy says, I hate feminists, what he's really saying is I hate the idea of being emotionally literate because Chad in middle school told me feelings are for girls. And honestly, feminists do not hate men. We hate the systems that turn men into strangers inside their own lives. We hate that boys are taught strength means silence. We hate that softness is treated like a threat. We hate watching men become lonely because they were never allowed to be human. Men should love feminists, because feminists are the only ones trying to save men from a lifetime of emotionally dry heaving. You're welcome.
Here's 5 facts women hate. And don't shoot me, I'm just the messenger. Number 1, the older you get, the less men want you. Studies have shown that while women tend to prefer men of the same age or slightly older, men across all age ranges tend to prefer women in their early to mid-20s. Number 2, men do not care about your degrees or accolades. I have never heard one of my friends say, "Damn, look at the master's degree on that girl." Doesn't happen. Number 3, the more successful you are in your career, the more difficult it's going to be for you to find a significant other. The reason this is women tend to be hypergamous, meaning they prefer to be with partners who are at their level of status or above. Naturally, when your status level rises, there are going to be less men who are going to be available in your dating pool. Additionally, these men do not necessarily appreciate your status. They may very well be just as happy with that hot 23-year-old barista. Number 4, women do not intimidate men. Just because you're successful does not mean you intimidate men. Most men could easily handle you in any kind of physical altercation, and they have no reason to be intimidated by you. Number 5, your children are likely to be viewed as liabilities by men who are not their fathers, despite the fact that you see them as an asset. Your children are not the offspring of men who are not their father. These men don't get the benefit of passing down their genes through your children. However, these men are still likely going to be held responsible for providing for them, which is why they're seen as a liability. Let me know what facts I missed in the comments.
Short men are disproportionately rejected due to their height. I never denied that. And the reason this is so ingrained in our culture is because of patriarchy and misogyny, in my opinion. Tall women are also seen as more masculine. Now, the reason that I never stayed with any of these short guys that I dated is because they had a deep insecurity that they projected onto me and the relationship. And I know a lot of short guys who are hypocrites. They complain that women don't want to date a short guy, but they're not willing to date a woman taller than them. And a lot of men in general, okay, not just short guys, are desperate. They are desperate for women's attention. And I think it's a very healthy thing to learn how to be happy alone. Because otherwise, you're going to build resentment and you're going to project that and be a jerk. Out of this desperation, these guys, and desperate guys in general, will date types of women they're not really attracted to, and then once they have access to the type of woman they really want, they either discard or start mistreating that first woman. There are all types of bigotries that everybody needs to unlearn that affect the dating pool. For instance, biphobia, racism, fat phobia, and I'm not denying that men being short would affect the dating pool, but it's not the sole reason you can't find a partner. And I personally don't have a height preference, but I have a preference for the way that people treat me. And so, yeah.
Women have such dysregulated emotions.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
They do. They have such dysregulated emotions that they'll say, I'm leaving this thing because I'm not happy. What the does that mean? What is it? What do you mean you're not happy? Oh my God, he didn't. And this whole like woke community, this I need to feel seen, heard, and I need to be acknowledged 100% of the time. That's why you're single.
Sarah.
That's your problem.
Sarah.
If you think a person is supposed to get you 100% of the time, if you think that a person is supposed to make you happy 100% of the time, stay single. Don't get married.
Sarah.
Don't date. Don't even get to know anybody because you don't even make yourself happy 100% of the time. How do you expect a man to do this?
Sarah.
I'm so sick and tired of it. What? You keep Sarah in me. What?
Isn't it important for men to be happy in their relationships?
It's the most important.
there are large amounts of men that will disagree with you.
No, I think large amounts of men have gotten conditioned to feeling like their happiness doesn't matter. But that whole happy wife, happy life is BS. It's happy spouse, happy house. If you aren't looking at it from a space of we are here to serve each other, that's why 2 out of 3 marriages end in divorce. And the craziest part is most divorces are initiated by the women.
Confession time. In all honesty, that guy that I in Sacramento last week, I can't answer his FaceTimes because I'm scared to commit, and that's a confession. I don't want to leave the streets, even if they're good men, and that's my confession. And they're gonna hate me online, but like, is it my fault? Like, I don't think so. Like, God, we're cool girls. We can.
Yet another example of how women don't want the good guy. There's so many women out there that say, I want a guy that's nice, he's kind, he's a gentleman, but the reality is, the large majority of girls, especially when they're young and they're immature, they want the guy that's kind of a they want a guy that just wants to have fun. No matter how good you are, a girl will not commit to you solely off that. She'll commit to you when you can give her fun, when you can give her entertainment, when you can provide a lifestyle that's opportunistic for her. And I think a lot of men fail to realize this. They think that just by being nice, I'm gonna get her. Very wrong.
And, there was a woman that was talking about submission, and she was given a quote from the Bible. It's talking about he who finds a wife finds a good thing. I think a lot of women nowadays say, that's why I'm the prize, because a man has to find me. You're not a wife. You don't do the things that wives do. Well, I should be able to sit here and be a passenger princess. I want to be a Proverbs 31 woman. Proverbs 31 woman was actually moving and shaking. She was working. She was working. She had things that she had to do. She was about her business. But modern women don't read that. They just read, oh, I just want to be the woman that's, highly esteemed and talked about. So you're basically looking for the status without the work. That's what a lot of y'all's resumes look like. Status. A whole bunch of fluff without the work. You're not a wife.
Are there any videos of men saying why they don't want to live with women?
No, because men's lives are made 100% easier when they live with women. They're not going to be on there saying that. Where would men be if they didn't have a woman cooking and cleaning for them in their doctor's appointment?
You serious?
Poor little tank.
Ladies, the reason why you don't hear men making videos about why they don't want to live with a woman is because they're too busy sitting at home in a quiet, peaceful house, just being happy because they don't live with a woman. What are you talking about? There are plenty of men out here who live by themselves and they're doing just fine. This isn't the 30s or the 40s. Men know how to take care of themselves now. Just like y'all evolved, we evolved too. We know how to wash our own dishes and cook our own food. We don't need y'all for that. Let me break this down for you, lady. When a man lives by himself, that means he has less responsibilities, which means he doesn't require much. So when it is time for him to cook dinner, it doesn't take a lot. When it is time for him to clean the house up, it doesn't take a lot. And on top of that, he probably doesn't have the biggest house and a whole bunch of furniture and all this other stuff that would be required if he lived with a woman. So keeping up on a day-to-day is not a big deal. And let's say he does have a big house and has a bunch of furniture, he'll just go get a maid and hire a chef to cook his food. And with AI and all this other stuff going on, he can even automate his appointments or just hire one of those online personal assistants. You can get them real cheap nowadays. And of course, you have the last and most obvious option. He could just call and set them up himself. So we're fine either way. See, what you don't understand is what y'all call a mess or a bad situation. Most men don't care because we're not like you. We're different. The only reason we upgrade and do all that other stuff is because of you guys. So if you guys are not around, his life is stress-free. I'm not going to sit here and downplay the value of a woman, but for you to think men can't operate without you or that our lives are just so bad without you, you are highly mistaken. This is why there are so many single men running around now, because we understand that. The funny thing to me is you women love talk about how men benefit from relationships when y'all expect the men to pay all the bills, your car payment, put gas in it, buy all the food, but then still turn around and say men are lucky to have a woman in their house.
What kind of is that?
Now, she probably just heard this somewhere. I'm not even sure if she really believes it, but in the words of the great Dragonfly Jones,
somebody done told you wrong.
So the fact is, the same way you have some of these women running around screaming how they don't need a man to pay their bills and they're independent, well, there are a lot of men out here who don't need a woman to cook his food and make his appointments. But the only difference is we don't run around saying it to anybody who's willing to listen. I'm just saying. But leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.
To the women who liked to date men, and only women who like to date men only, this message is for you. If you are not a woman who enjoys or wants to date a man, then keep on scrolling. My rent is $6,000. My nails, $150. My hair, $300 minimum. All right, my facials, at least $200, $250. So I pay for all this myself. I do not expect a man to take care of this for me because he is my partner, not my father. All right? I think the men have left now. Ladies, when a man invites you over to his apartment or his house for the first time, please rob him. Please understand that this man wants you to rob him.
This is why I say women hate other women. And this is why you don't take advice from a lot of these women that you see online. Because what she's telling other women to do is to rob somebody so they can go to jail. God forbid, if he ever had camera of you stealing, you're fucked. I'm telling you, women hate women. They do. Because then you wouldn't give some dumb advice like that.
Women respect men who don't respect them. Now, why is that? Women will only respect you and feel sexual attraction for you when you are willing to stand up to them. When you are willing to stay strong in your frame and you're not willing to abandon your own beliefs and your own values in order to please her, in order to make her happy. Because as I keep telling you guys, you can never make a woman happy. You can only make yourself happy. You know, and if you ever want a woman to come close to being happy with you, the way to do that is by stop trying to make her happy. Stop trying to please her disgenuinely. Instead, start pleasing yourself and she will follow along. She will become happy just by seeing you staying strong on your own path and purpose, by you not feeding into her ego. That is what will make a woman happy.
Yeah, when it comes to the whole like believe all women thing, unless the guy comes out and confesses that he did whatever is alleged to have been done, I'm assuming most men are going to say, I did not do that. So if we say believe all women, that smuggles in disbelieve men.
And it can mean that we have situations where people lie on it, and that's terrible. But it's
as a call taker, it happens a lot.
There should
Women
be
blame men for
consequences.
things that men never did to them. But oh, he ghosted me. Oh, he dumped me. I've encountered way more false accusations than I have it's a real call.
Really? How long have you been doing?
I dispatched for about 15 years.
But so for that 15 years that you were a 911 operator, you're saying that the majority of the calls you got where a woman was alleging that she had been essayed.
In calls where women alleged there were more of the false calls than the real calls. Yes.
I just seen a video by the creator of Orchid Mommy, and she was talking about how a lot of women are losers. Like, we don't usually call women losers, but a lot of women are losers for the simple fact that they don't want to be anything. They don't want to do anything with their lives, yet they hate on and try to tear down women who do. And she used the word destabilize, which describes perfectly how loser women will literally try to trick you out of your spot, make you feel like you're doing something wrong or you are wrong because you're confident or because you don't need the group's validation. These are the type of women who will never check each other like in a genuine way. Maybe passively, they be doing little weird stuff to each other, but they will never hold each other accountable for real. They never check each other. They never give each other criticism, constructive criticism to be a better woman, but instead they commune and they build bonds by hating on the next person that doesn't need their validation, that doesn't want to be a part of their group. Even today, I walked into a restaurant, forgot something in my car, so I had to go back out to my car and come back in. And these two girls were literally staring at me walking in. They seen me come in the first time, and I guess they decided the second time they were going to like simultaneously stare at me as I walked by. And it's just like, if you're gossiping, if you're talking about me, that's one thing. But loser women will try to make sure you know that they're talking about you and make sure that you know that they don't mess with you for whatever reason or they don't like you even. And sometimes they do it in a joking way, but you still feel that bit of like truth behind the joke. You know what I mean? Women are really losers. Like, believe it or not, women are losers.
That man is falling apart and you don't even know it. And the truth is,
he probably don't know it either. See, most men don't even notice when they're breaking because he was raised to keep moving no matter what, to ignore it, to suppress it, to put a Band-Aid on it and keep going. But every time he says, I'm good, and every night he can't sleep, he keeps losing another part of himself. He's not ignoring his pain. He's just been told all his life that taking care of business is more important than how he feels. Because when a man's whole life is built on being strong, he doesn't realize he's falling apart until strength is all he got left. And that's the scary part. He doesn't even see it happening. He just feels tired, numb, disconnected from all the things that used to give him joy. It's time to stop breaking and it's time to start becoming, because you can't heal what you don't slow down long enough to even feel.
I think we have to start understanding where men are coming from, because I think a lot of times we shame men for not wanting to do certain things and drawing boundaries, right? Sometimes, you know, you have men that, oh, well, you'll buy this and that, you do this and that for, man, your friends, but you won't do it for a woman. If I were to buy a car from one of my friends, then they would have to take whatever I give them, right? They wouldn't be talking about, oh man, you didn't buy me a Beamer. What is this? They wouldn't be talking about that. If I bought them a hoopty that could get them from point A to point B, hey man, I appreciate that, man. And if they didn't, then we probably wouldn't be friends. If they were talking about that, man, you know, you don't have a car, so what are you talking about? That's how the conversation would go. But for a lot of these modern women, they want a man. I was thinking more along the lines of a new car. I was thinking more along the lines of, instead of this $100 package, I want you to give me the $300, $400 package. I was thinking that instead of taking me to this restaurant over here, you can take me, I mean, even though it's rated a 4.8 on Google, you can take me over here to this restaurant, which is rated a 4.2. But my girls in society sees it as higher status. So even though the food might not be as great, even though the experience might not be as great, I can still say I've been over here and I get status points. I can collect those and be cool around the people that I value.
Men commit differently than women. Men pick up the whole package. So they start by they're looking for a woman with complementary strength. They are looking for strength, and they see a woman that's really, really, really strong, but they don't need to be duplicated. And they don't want to be duplicated. They want to be admired for the ways that they're strong that you aren't. And the only reason they want to be admired by you is because they admire you. It's not because they think so little. We want to be admired by the people we admire. So men scan for complementary strength. It's in their nature. They do it all the time. We do it too for a different reason, but they do it. It's like they're always filling a team or looking for a partnership.
The truth is that most women are attracted to their form of masculinity, which masculinity to women typically leans more conservative. It just does. Because if he really thought that y'all were absolutely equal, then you would split everything equally. That's 50-50, but y'all don't want to do that. You all don't actually want liberal men that really believe that you are their equal, because then they're going to financially treat you like you're equal. But you don't want that. You don't want them. So you're either going to make it work with a more conservative man who is willing to pay for everything and not hold you accountable in those ways, or you are going to find someone who wants to hold you accountable because they actually think that they're your equal. Pick a side.
Women love simps. I don't know what y'all heard, but women love to get spoiled. You keep talking about, I ain't paying to get her hair and nails done. I ain't sending her out the country. I ain't sending her no money. That's not gonna get you nowhere with a woman. Nowhere. It's a problem to spend some money on a woman, but you ain't got a problem spending money on your homeboy. Or when your homeboy get home from prison, you'll buy him a whole outfit, buy him a car, get him $5,000 and buy him a house. But you draw the line at sending a woman some money to make her feel good, or to buy her an outfit and to take her out to eat, or to show up with some flowers. Y'all niggas is weird. Y'all be making me question y'all.
Because I don't think women understand that, like, you guys are very replaceable. You even said it yourself when she gave her own traits. Hey, there's another girl that can do that. Well, you're very right, because the threshold for us to be attracted to a woman is very low. Be attractive, don't be a pain in the ass, don't be a... We'll go out with you. But you guys, on the other hand, I need to be tall, I need to be charming, I need to be cool. Money, you know, she went with some millionaires, and she said they're not interesting, they don't have a vibe. So it's very hard to please women. So the reality is, if you're going out on a date with a guy, that means he's been vetted to some degree. It's really your privilege to go out with him. Right. But I always find it interesting how, like, girls kind of like look at it like I'm the prize. Not really, I don't think so. You're not.
If your first reaction to hearing men are trash is not all men, not me, you are missing the forest for the trees.
Really? Do explain.
Now, either literally millions of women are lying about their experiences with men for no reason, or it's time to accept that there might be a problem with men.
Well, indeed. There is a problem out there with some men. That is the key word that a lot of individuals like to leave out of this particular conversation, is the word some, because it's so much easier just to generalize everyone than to actually focus on those individuals that are really the problem.
And I know that accepting that there is a problem with men means that if you do care about the state of the world, and if you do care about protecting the women that you say you want to protect, that it might mean you actually have to do something or say something.
And a lot of men, believe it or not, actually do something or say something, but yet they're still just seen as guilty as every other man, because it's all men, right?
Just not being part of the problem doesn't make you part of the solution. So ask yourself, who are you protecting? The brotherhood? What brotherhood are we talking about? Because based on what I'm seeing from all these masculine influencers, they're ready to and eat you at the slightest bit of provocation.
It's almost as if that was an excellent example of the behaviors of some men. Again, they keep leaving out that word.
Men are out here claiming that they want to be protectors of women, but they will not protect women from themselves.
I would almost be willing to bet that someone that I could mention probably considers themselves to be an ardent male feminist. Yet ironically, I'm not seeing how that's the case, because they're not acting in the way in which a true feminist would be. Because feminism, after all, is about equality and equal treatment and fairness. Yet they're tolerating the unfair treatment of an entire population of people, men, based on the actions of some of those members of that group. Not very feminist-minded, is it?
My question is this: if y'all feel like men don't do, like they exist for no reason, let me know what the women are for. Because whether y'all want to believe it or not, women's purpose on earth is to procreate. Not saying that's our main purpose on earth.
But it is.
But without man and woman, we could not procreate. Because we all know that women always complain about some labor, whether it's hard labor, domestic labor, or anything. So you ain't finna invent, build, or create. But a problem. They want to talk about the world would be a better place if men didn't exist. Bitch, speak for yourself. If it wasn't for women being with men, we all would not be here. So I'm just trying to figure out, do y'all want to eradicate us, including yourself? Because that's what it's giving. Don't be trying to unalive everybody along with your ass.
And that's why most women are alone. Most women are bouncing guy to guy because men can see through their selfishness. You know, your actions are who you are. You can say you are caring, you can say you're this soft-spoken woman, but your actions are you. So if all of your actions are tied to yourself and building your own empire, building some sort of ego-driven purpose, men see through that because, quite honestly, men do the things that they have to do. Not every single man has the luxury to drop everything and go follow their dreams. But women, they'll do that in a heartbeat. Women will do that in a freaking heartbeat.
Am I dating this right?
No. Doing this right.
Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Dating advice.
Are there any single Christian men left in the church? I genuinely never see them.
Say, one, if you're a guy that's watching this, and you go to church, or maybe you're in spaces where you're looking for a wife or looking for a girlfriend, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. I know a lot of girls out there who go and they're like, these guys don't want to talk to anyone. So guys, be bold, have a conversation. There's a lot of girls out there who are looking to be talked to and looking to be interested in.
And you know how we know this? We're gonna take this opportunity right now. If you're a single guy or a single girl, why don't you go ahead and throw your name in the chat, in the comment section right now. And if you see someone that looks interesting, send them a little message. Be like, hey, how's it going? Shoot them a DM, and then let's see what happens.
And let us know what happens.
If you can't submit to your husband, ask yourself if you got married for a wedding and for an aesthetic and so that your shame could be removed and so that you don't look like nobody wants you, or if you actually wanted to be married to someone, if you actually wanted to become one with that man, if you actually wanted to come under his leadership and headship. We like to be argumentative. We don't want to be submitted. We don't want to be obedient. This man can't tell me nothing. But it's like, well, if you felt that way about him and if you had no intention of coming under his headship and being protected by him and being led and guided by him, not controlled necessarily, but there is an aspect of control that goes into it, because if a man cannot control his home, he cannot protect it. If he cannot control his woman, he cannot protect her.
A lot of guys, especially in this day and age, a lot of guys are seeing that women aren't bringing a lot to the table, and it's very unnerving because women have a huge capacity, but they're not spending their whole life exploring that and expanding on what they can do and what they can give. So they're coming into the dating world thinking, oh, I'm just attractive, I'm beautiful, and this guy's going to pay for all my plastic surgery, and he's just going to buy me this nice house in the coolest neighborhood in our town, and he's going to buy me this car and do all this stuff for me, and all I'm going to do is sit home and go to my appointments and, you know, have some babies, get a nanny, not even have babies. They don't even want to have a lot of the time, these women. They just want to do IVF and very sterile, very clean, get on with their life. And the guys get so shortchanged, and it's absolutely not fair. And guys need to have higher standards and have expectations of, yeah, you know what? I do want to marry somebody intelligent. I want to marry somebody interesting, somebody confident, somebody who is just naturally beautiful and who's not looking for the next best thing or to keep up with the Joneses and all of that. Because when you get down to the nitty-gritty of the day-to-day life, sometimes what you'll find is that if you're not completely aligned with each other, that relationship will start to fracture at every possible corner and direction, you know, that you could think of. And when that starts to happen, not even almost impossible, it is impossible to reconfigure that in a way that will work for either person. And the women a lot of times get such a good deal because they get everything paid for and they didn't really want anything else from the guy. So guys have to be super careful when they're picking their lifelong partner, because this is, you have to consider, going to be the mother of your children.
A lot of times men date us and they're actually disappointed. When you're wondering like, oh, well, why did he pursue me? Why did he want to be with me? And then now all of a sudden he pulling back and he want me to chase him. He got to know you and he's disappointed. Let me tell you this. And this is my, so I can say, I done disappointed a couple niggas. I know that there are men out here that was just like admire me from afar, and it was like, surprise, I'm a like surprise, look, surprise, look, you in a week. Like, I know that I disappointed you. Like, I think that men, they see you from afar and they're like, wow, she's out here doing her thing, she's a boss, whatever. And then they get you and they see you off that Casamigos, you drunk as a fish, your don't consist of nothing, you listen to trap music every time you wake up, you have no morning routine, you have no core values, and they date you and they're like, I'm like, I thought it was something else.
And, you know, this is kind of what men are saying. What she talked about when she said this is the reason that, you know, men are pursuing you, but then they're falling back because they get to know you. And I know because you're going to therapy and you're doing all of the things that you think you just doing it. No man is ever going to find any flaw in me until he starts finding a flaw. Not just one flaw, but a couple of them. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh man, you know, he don't text back, he don't do this. That man's probably been trying to tell you about your flaws, but you didn't want to hear it. And so he quit messing around with